by beat.
I'm stil, joh.
Nee. Die wing het griep. Met jou beat.
The Babbling Heads Podcast.
Yeah, this is the Babbling Heads. I am Nantal.
I am the base 187.
I'm Adrian Kearns.
Oh, no, you're not going to introduce me now.
Nee. Sy moet op jou voete loop.
Charlie X2C.
Away. And this week we are featuring the Rap Culture SA. We have Kyle Joseph, the founder and owner of the brand. Tell us more about what Rap Culture is.
Yo. Firstly, I'd like to introduce myself. I'm Kyle Josephs, better known as Rolex. That's the name on the streets. Like, everybody has to have that.
You got to get the bling.
Yes, everybody has to have that, how to say character. You need to get into character. You understand what I mean? So, yeah, Rap Culture SA, basically, we are a brand and organization uplifting and showcasing local talent. We basically showcase the best in local talent SA. We have a mobile app live on Google Play Store in which you can find all of SA's content when it comes to music videos, tracks, when it comes to top for the Billboard. Any way of platform that we can offer, we are trying to get out there just to promote and uplift our industry a bit.
Check it. So what gave you the idea?
How did the idea begin? Basically, it's a crazy story. It started with the Rap Culture WhatsApp group. WhatsApp group where artists were just sharing the links, promoting their work, networking, collaborating. The idea grew from that. I started developing a website then. That time it was just Rap Culture CPT, right? We developed a website. We then decided to launch something like a top for the Billboard. This intrigued a lot of people because, competition is something strong in the industry at this moment. Everybody want to reach the top. Yeah, from that, over time, what I done is I just took the layout of the website. We then started incorporating it slowly into an app, which is now available on Google Play Store for download, Rap Culture SA.
Cool. So, like you said, now the app has all the content on, but now who actually vets the content is on it, because like you obviously want this to become a platform where the music can actually be played on radio or national. So is there a screening process where you say this isn't quite radio quality, and do you give feedback to the respective artists to say like, look, if you want to get this thing playlisted on a station like Good Hope FM, etc., what steps do you need to take to improve your craft?
True. Okay, so basically, firstly, we are going against the grain, meaning we are fighting old tradition like radio station plays and stuff like that. We are trying to advocate something totally different. We've been trying for years to how can I say, get our standard up par and level with these radio stations. However, still, they said 90% is going to be local played. What do you hear on the radio? It's still not locally being played.
If you see artists like J. Cole, I make music for radio music.
True, it doesn't.
What I'm saying? It's for headphones, not for the dance floor type of thing, man. You know what I'm saying? So I get why you're doing it that way.
Because look, like I said, it's been years that we've been trying to basically reach their level of recognition or their level of approval. It hasn't played out ways like that. We have now incorporated ways into the app whereas artists can now start distributing the music for a fee, for money. You can start making money via listeners can buy this Google Play vouchers. You can start selling your mixtapes and start selling your albums or whatever the sake might be, whether it is for 50 Rand of a Play voucher. SoundCloud was never going to give you that. Audio Mac was never going to give you that. So we incorporate in ways in which the radio stations itself hasn't incorporated for us previously. So we're just trying to think out of the box and trying to get different ways and different methods for us to move forward as artists. Because before I became anything else, I was also a struggling artist in Cape Town, and we're losing too many artists to drugs, to gangsterism, because you know why? The industry is not feeding our culture enough.
So, I think just in terms of the question that I asked, wasn't particularly whether you were going against the grain of what radio playlisting was.
True.
My question was geared more towards the quality of the sound production, because that's a lot of a pitfall that a lot of artists fall into with I wouldn't like to classify it as bedroom MCs, but it's like you and your brother, you're busy making tracks and now you think it's just, but in Kanti, your software or your
Production is
production isn't on level. So like that was like my things, like where does the critique come in over there? There's like guys we need to improve on this. It's not.
There is basically a quality team basically in place to look out for these things. But what we also offer as Rap Culture SA, we offer you a Rap Culture SA artist subscription, right? Fee. So what the subscription involved is, it's like more like a gym fee that you pay every month. Now we all know studio time is expensive. We all know videography is expensive. So we have service providers on board, some of the most quality service providers, there to basically render their service to the public so that your music and your videos are now up to standard to basically go and get showcased amongst these other things. Because now that we became a Rap Culture SA, we're not only showcasing Cape Town, we're showcasing Johannesburg, we're showcasing Durban, and we don't only have service providers in Cape Town, we now have service providers in Josie, not Durban yet, but we now launched it's about 2 months running now. Our first studio got launched in Johannesburg, so we're offering that same subscriptions in Joburg to try to get their standards for their up-and-coming artists to level par as well.
Nice.
So, like in terms of the top 40 Billboard, who is on the selection team to say like what is trending? Is that based on the amount of downloads that's currently happening on via the
Public
app?
votes.
Public
That
votes.
was nice.
So basically what we have on our app is, with the don't get me wrong, with the top 40 Billboard, there we have the doors open to any artist that's up and coming, because what we're trying to educate or trying to get the foundation laid there is that everybody does stand a chance to climb the ranks on the top 40. However, it's determined on your following or your voters to keep you on the top 40 Billboard and keep you on top. You understand what I mean? So we are, and if you vote, you will be able to can see directly. It takes you directly to the results, so you will see where your track is laying, and it will be transparent to everybody where they are in the most of time. So nobody is kept in a loop or whatever the sake might be, where that is concerned.
Okay.
Now, it's not a question. I'm thinking now. Like we grew up on the Cape Flats now,
True.
And I know there's a lot of blossoming ladies and ladies that have the skill and whatever, and then they don't know how to get to where you know, they don't know the ways to get through to this. So they I'm a cool MC. I'm rapping in the court in an overpark, lekker gevaarlijk. So how do you sort of talent search or scout, like to say, you know what, besides the mensen that come to use, but do you have maybe a team that go out and say, hey, ek gehoor van die lady, ons gaan kyk ons phone hom op.
True. So what we do is we don't only, I wouldn't say we talent scout, because that's making us a label. We are not a label. We are not at all a record label. We don't want to sign no artists, no disrespect in that aspect, as we are a platform. We are trying to promote artists, so we keep it biased, we keep it fair, we keep it clear. But what we do is we do work alongside foundations like the Pink Lady Foundation, the SAPS. We work alongside foundations like that does these park jams, does these events in all these communities, to give them an open mic platform for them to showcase what they have. And that's where they will be aligned with labels and aligned with crews who can then basically initially invest in them, as if they can't yet invest in themselves. But coming back again to the point, if they like music is something you have to invest in. So if they're willing to invest in themselves and take it further, Rap Culture still do offer the artist subscription, where they have a team around them basically to promote them and to get them to where they need to be, or the resources that they need to be to make a success of their artistry.
Nee, gevaarlijk.
So recently, I think it was on Instagram that you were doing something out at Oasis.
Oasis, that's correct. So we worked alongside Oasis here in Schaapkraal. We done a youth development program that was educating, like, you know, the government gave them a big tendership for all these, you can't call them refugees, but these guys that was living here on Strandfontein's, the camps, yes.
Okay,
So they were distributed amongst Oasis, amongst YMCA. So what we done is we basically, they only had the football program up and running.
Yeah.
We then ran the Rap Culture SA music program to educate these guys on what it actually takes to be in the industry, not just standing up to a mic and going to rap. There's a bigger thing, because you need to grow a brand. You need to consider brand power. You need to consider aligning your brand with the right, how can I say, organizations, so that you can grow yourself as a product. So yeah, that was a very fun adventure for us. It was something new for us, and we totally enjoyed it.
Like having also studied music business industry at SAE, one of the first things we learned was that the 1,000 true fans rule. Do you also incorporate it or get your guys to, because one thing to rap for yourself and for your crew, but to actually build a viable following that can actually support your
craft. Yes. Yes, you need to educate yourself firmly on how to build the following and who your target audience is actually. Because your target audience might be totally different to another artist target audience, but once you find your target market, you are able then to can distribute product to them that will actually intrigue them and keep them growing as your following personally. So all of these things is stuff that like people mostly think, most rappers think it's just stepping up to a mic. Ladies dope, you dope and all, but you're not a product. You're just a rapper. You're a rapper. I can find another you in another corner. But what brand power do you have? What vision do you have with your music? Where are you going with your music? And 99% of the time, none of them knows where they're going. So what we're trying to do is dig deeper into our communities, just so that we can, be on that same level that an industry like Johannesburg is, or industry, a worldwide platform is.
I wanted to ask you, what is your gevoel on, we Cape Town, I think we had this just on the offline, a lot of Cape Town try to sort of incorporate, either go to the Joburg sound, or even go international, go the USA sound. Do you advocate for something specific? Do you I know it's rap culture SA, but it's based in Cape Town.
True. That was our first love was Cape Town. Yes. So to answer that for you, we advocate a lot for artists to stay true to their roots. Try to find your own culture, your own sound. Don't try to imitate or try to do what these guys are. You know why the kids are doing this? Because the kids are only seeing on TV that guy sound like Drake. That's why he's there. That's why AK is famous. But AK is not famous because of that. It might be something different that he's bringing. So they don't see much Cape Town sounding artists or Cape authentic artists make it. But it's not because of our talent. It might be because of the resources and basically our foundation that we had laid. You understand what I mean? I always think, why didn't our forefathers think a bit further? Like we are thinking now, 30 years ago. What if Black Noise, before they went to go travel the world, they thought lay down a platform for the up-and-coming talent in Cape Town to basically make it easier. You know how easy it was going to be for us to make it in. Now we have to start from scratch to basically build up that foundation for our artists to can just walk into an industry and make it.
As a DJ of Black Noise.
I know.
There's a product of Black Noise.
I grew up like the next road. No way. Angelo is from the next road. If all of them is in East Street, so don't worry, I grew up around the corner from there. I know what they're doing for the community and stuff like that. I'm just saying, in terms of the foundation wise, they had the following, they had exactly what we needed now.
Okay, just in terms of interjecting on behalf of Black Noise and He'll Do It project, there actually was 2 hip hop schools. That Charlie is the product of the second hip hop school. He's basically started at the age of what, you were like 10? I was 11 years old. Started as a b-boy, is now a b-boy, artist, rapper.
True. I see. Don't worry. I see them bringing up good prodigies like Tough Nation, the crew also a prodigy from Black Noise. I see this that they're doing for us, but I mean like in the business sense of things, man. You understand what I mean? Because being a group that traveled the world, being a group that is colored and came from
die conversation van verlede week ook begonnen. Wat ons gesê het van die government wat ons sê ons moet doen. At some point, dude, you need to take sovereignty of your own fucking life.
True.
And your own career. En je kan niet depend op andere mensen en die previous owens wat het verkeerd gedaan. You decided to do this thing. So if you want to make it, stop complaining, man. You know what I'm saying? That's just my 5 cents.
No, I totally understand, and that's why we stop.
Als je gaat zoeken voor een fout, ze gaat het eventually krijgen, man. Irrespective of in what aspect of your life, man. You know what I'm saying?
I totally get what you mean, and that's why we stopped complaining and we started paving our own way. We started making ways for us to basically create that foundation that we never had, and I must say that some way, it's something totally different that nobody else thought of. So that's why we're proud of the foundation that we are laying now. It's, and no disrespect, all the respect whatsoever to Black Noise, because I've grew up watching Black Noise and I've been a big fan of them. But what I'm saying is, we like I totally get what you mean. Like, don't complain for handouts. You need to make your own way in the industry, and that's what we're trying to do now. We're trying to basically pave our own way, and Rap Culture SA was the way that we thought would work best for us.
I just want to. Sorry. No, I just want to say, like if you look at Black Noise, it's the same like the government. No, I hope you don't mind me saying this. I used to work with the government for the arts and culture department.
Oh.
Yeah. No, go with it. That's why I'm putting it out there, because if you're gonna go that way.
Yeah, then we need to. That's a whole different avenue.
Yeah. No, true. But at the end of the day,
you open the door. Right idea opgemaakt?
Nah, it's alright.
Gonna get
the thing is, you only like. I used to do training now with him, and outside of them, you have an amount of money. You get a lot of lighties. You teach them, or maybe dance, hip hop, whatever. Only 5 of them decide they want to go forward. That money can only take you so much, even with them. You know, so that's why Nantal is saying that 5, or even 100, they all have a choice now, because you've given you something. True. But it's difficult to say that an organization must take a whole culture. Ons gaan allemaal die rappers nou vat. Gevaarlijk, man. So that's why I'm saying, like, what you're doing is gevaarlijk. But that might be another organization that's going to do that for you. So, like the whole administrative things. I'm not saying Black Noise is not doing it. But I know they hulle is in die grond. Verstaan jy? Hulle is met die raw lighties wat nou richtig traumatized is. Now you come in your Adrian organization and say, nah, ek gaan die lighties vat. I'm going to go them through a business program type of thing.
So give them a different aspect of the game, yes. True, I understand this because you guys have done a lot for the talent in Cape Town, like as Black Noise. They have done a lot.
Black Noise, the government is about to
sorry government, we're not talking about government here. Please, that's our gatekeepers or so. Nergens gaan. As we nou beginnen met government, dan gaan ons nergens.
Okay, completely forgot what I wanted to say. But like besides, if you're looking at events like African Hip Hop in Durban, I'm looking specifically at rap and working with sponsorships. And this is where a lot of artists fall short. It's like the battle rap scene is cool, but it's also diminished to a great degree. In terms of Cape Town, I think you only have Living in the City and
Clash MC,
Conflict, Battle League. So like, what is the actual viability of being a battle rapper? And the point I want to make is why the battle rap slot also fell away at African Hip Hop in Durban is it didn't gel well with the sponsors.
True.
I had the head of special events from Peninsula Beverages come through and checked out, and he's like, yo, this guy is raw, but he didn't mean it in a good sense. And this brother, he's a skateboarder. So he knows the gritty side of things. But at the same time, the culture in itself can be problematic in terms of getting a brand behind it that's like, I think the alcohol brands are more easier with the profanity, etc.
True, like the brand power, aligning to look. Don't get me wrong, but rap culture is also we don't advocate too much for battle rap because it's one bad night for the artist on stage can end his career for
not just that, the actual event itself can suffer, like sponsorships could be lost as a result of it. So I think like especially I think like even with Queen Pin, I think when you went up to Joburg, you aligned yourself with
Hip Hop 411.
Hip Hop 411 and different artists, and that actually grew your brand and opened you up to different markets. But I don't see a lot of people in Cape Town thinking that besides the likes of Youngster, No 3, there's not a lot of synergy or collaborations to get into different markets. So like I think we need to be cognizant as like from the rap culture of things, how to work
alongside him. Like, don't get me wrong, like we have something called Culture TV. It's a segment on a rap culture app as well, where we showcase Hip Hop 411, we showcase Clash MC, we showcase open class collectives, all these small collective brands and stuff like that. We try to create a platform for them as well. We might not fully advocate for the type of culture, but nevertheless they're part of the culture. We have to promote whatever's a part of the culture. Like I performed at like the first the very first Clash MC event when Kyle just found Clash MC back then, and we were part of the growth of it. But it's not to say that because we don't support the type of culture it is that we don't support it. We do support battle rappers, just that. We're not trying to affiliate ourselves too much with the brand because we are more on the support of growth, build, and they are more on the destroy, annihilate, and But that's part of the culture.
Speak for what you are doing. It's a niche now because it's something that's overlooked, and and Shaquille was trying to get to that earlier as well. It's overlooked. Like you can become super famous. But if you don't have all those ingredients, the brand power and the access online and all that stuff, then you're just going to be another brachi that's trying.
Because think about this, this. Let's say, for instance, I am an investor from Sweden, right? I just get a whiff. Cape Town music is about to blow up. I'm going to go on Google and I'm going to search who or what. Because I don't know any artists in Cape Town or whatever the segment might be. But if I search Rap Culture SA and I download the app, instantly I will find every single artist that's in Cape Town's videos or tracks on
centralized
on one place. So now I can walk through like a macro, almost like a macro for artistic individuals. That's the idea behind it. Nice. We're trying to create a macro for artistic. It has a social media platform like Facebook and Insta in one another, where artists can go, network, collaborate, they can get involved and share their work. It got a music video side where it's like Channel O or like Trace or whatever. Every music video that was ever dropped in South Africa you'll find on Rap Culture. If you don't find it, then you please hit me up and tell me, Gal, the team is slacking. Every each artist has their own SoundCloud, basically, how can I say, type of folder where you can go and listen to all their tracks from that days. I'm talking about you, aka tracks from 2012 still, when he was still on the come up, you understand what I mean? So it caters for everything that the artist actually need. We have an online store where artists can sell their apparel and make money directly from the app. And Rap Culture doesn't take any of your earnings because we're trying to create a platform for you to make initial money from. We know there's no other platform out there that's trying to create for brands. You get these clothing brands that's out there that doesn't have actually a online store, one online store. So we cater for that as well. So like I said, the next step is now for artists to make money from the music. So that's the biggest one.
Just one more question before we switch over to Queen Pen.
Yeah.
The point you made out in terms of the merchandise and apparel that's available on store, who actually guarantees because obviously it's a payment method. Does a payment pay fast? So does that payment go directly to the? We advise our brand owners to please make themselves a pay fast account. So your pay fast account is linked directly to your merchandise. You will get email confirmation. So Rap Culture is to get email confirmation on the whatever product, what product was requested for, and from there, the only thing they need to sort out is the logistics.
Nice.
Logistics is the only thing that they need to sort out.
One last question. I cover my IT side, man. That's my profession.
Cool.
Do you use gather data on what's happening?
Yes. So it's called market research and stuff like that. So we basically do forecasting. We do market trends. So we already predict ahead of time what's going to be the next heap or the next hype, and we sell towards that market. So a lot of time is spent in collecting the data. So it's just for artists to start engaging more and start. Once they start engaging and getting themselves more involved, Bob's your uncle and we're gone. Millionaires, Bugattis.
We're
rolling.
Yeah, Rolexes, man. So, thank you for having me on the show. I would like to say, please go download the Rap Culture SA app. It's available on Google Play Store. If you didn't download the app, you can check out the website, rapculture.powerstore.com. Thank you guys for having me.
Introduce yourself, my man. Let's do this.
Hey, what's up, Sanbonani? My name is Wandile, aka Chris to the Ley, and I'm originally from Durban and grew up in Johannesburg, and now I reside in Cape Town.
Okay, cool. The looking.
And I'm a hip hop artist. I'm an up and coming hip hop artist. So yeah.
How long have you been in the industry or been emceeing?
I've been emceeing for I started when I was 13 years old. Nice. That's when I first picked up a pen and a pad, and I thought I could rap. So yeah, and I didn't stop since. So it's been like a lot of years now. So yeah.
I want to ask you something. I didn't know you from KZN, but I know in terms of KwaZulu-Natal,
yes,
that's one province and one government that actually takes care of they try to. They put they invest a lot of money into the arts and culture sector. Like you'll see, like in House, you'll see Professor, you'll see a lot of artists come out of there.
Yeah.
So what made you come to Cape Town?
What made me come to Cape Town? At first, like I was still studying sound engineering in Johannesburg, so I didn't have the accreditation. They didn't have the accreditation to do third year that side, so I had an option to either stay with the diploma or transfer to CPT. And then obviously I didn't want to at first. I was very stubborn. Then my dad was like, "Nah, man, go, man. What's wrong with you? Opportunities, man." I'm like, okay, fine. And then
You got me there.
And then like, cause you know we're also going through a lot of financial crisis, and I'll say no, but we're going through this, and they're like, "No, man, but like your dream can help change all that." I'm like, okay, nah, fine, I'll go. And then as soon as I touched down in CPT, then I was like, I ain't going back. You know, I loved it, and you know, and the funny part is like when I was still in Johannesburg, when I remember I was 15 years old, I used to read what you call a hype magazine.
Yeah.
When it still costed like 14 rand 95. Literally, you can ask my mom. I'm not a mommy's boy, by the way. I'm a
But I'll ask
boy.
but
you can ask my mom. I'll give you her Facebook details, but anyway. Like she'll tell you that like I used to always save up money, like cash for that hype magazine because I like the mixtapes, and that's what inspired me to get my lyricism better. And like they always have these pages of different areas, different provinces of park jams, and then I saw Cape Town. That's when I got to know of Emil, Black Noise, who else? Brasa Fanika, Marco Polo, and Black Pearl, you know, and
Black Pearl,
Beat Bangers even, and like, you know, I remember Beat Bangers, they released like a 30 plus track mixtape on Hype. And that was when I heard Mr. Devious for the first time. And all these Cape Town artists, and I'm like, nah, I have to come to the mother city. Like, you know, there was something about like mother city hip hop that really hit home for me. And mind you, I hadn't been in Cape Town before at that time. But mentally, like I felt like, nah, I have to go there. Like this is like the home of hip hop. And years later, here I am. I'm here, like hustling this side of the city. You know what I mean? It's crazy. And I even met most of these people that I read up on. Like, it's like, damn, I'm really here with these people. Like, you know what I mean? So it's crazy. And yeah, like that's my journey. Like, you know, with hip hop, because of Hype Magazine. Thanks to Hype Magazine, it's like I'm here. Like, you know, because of that, because I kept on following the hip hop scene through Hype Magazine. So. Yeah.
It's actually giving your age away there because, I mean, like, with the advent of technology, I mean, a lot of things have actually fallen away, and I don't even think Hype publishes anymore. A lot of magazines have gone out of publication, so to say. Physical publication, because nobody reads magazines. And it's like, that's an integral part of like coming up, and it's like, it was a platform that could be showcased other than radio or TV slots. Like if you could get into Hype, if you could get your photo in there or get your track on the mixtape, those are options that aren't available to the public anymore. But like everything is like on your phone. People want quick, easy access, like bite-sized chunks of information, not too much. But it like takes a lot like for you to like actually pursue this dream, like going from Durban to Joburg, coming to Cape Town to actually want to see this thing through.
No, of course.
So you're doing audio engineering as well, you said?
Yes, I'm a sound engineer.
Yes. I got a couple of buddies in the industry as well in terms of that. But your style is like who, besides the mixtapes in Hype, what artists would you say shaped your sound?
Like shake my sound.
No, shaped.
Oh, shape. Like in terms of when you say shape my sound.
Your flow, your diction, etc. It's like what styles did you borrow from, or did you try and create something?
Well, obviously, as an artist, I try to be unique as possible. But however, I am influenced by Eminem, Tupac Shakur, Big Pun, Big L, because a lot of people, especially in college, my last year of college, I used to say I look like Big L. I'd be like, oh my gosh. Like, you know, someone even, funny enough, someone in 2015, someone even in December, I remember this, someone actually put up a picture of Big L and me. Like I was wearing a LA Dodgers.
Yes,
I was wearing
jacket.
a LA Dodgers jacket, and then Big L had a similar looking jacket, but it wasn't LA Dodgers. And then someone said, "Nah, it's like I'm a lookalike." You know, like no, like they'll even go to the extent of asking me, "Are you sure you're not Big L's like son?" And I'm like,
his mommy maybe did
you know what I mean?
Africa. Went to the
you know what I mean? But yeah, like I had to come across those type of things. So yeah.
So what is more important to you, flow or wordplay or puns? What do you think are equally important?
I think all of them are equally important because this is how the reason why I say that, like because firstly I came in the game like listening to artists like Immortal Technique, like Cannabis,
Dance with the Devil.
and so I got used to this whole thing of always wanting to prove yourself to be hard. Like, every time you script them, like grab the mic, you'll be like, yo, I want to rip your head off. I'm going to take your arm and I'm going to throw it there in the lake and something. That kind of.
That's why you came to Cape Town. you want to see it.
you just want to prove yourself until eventually, even my aunts will say, okay, cool. Yeah, we know
Jesus.
You got bars, but but why don't you try things in a different tone? And, even my close friend, sorry to say, Queen Pen, you're going to kill me. But yeah, also thanks to her, she also helped me, developed my sound, in terms of, because I remember there were times where me and her would record and then she would tell me, look, yeah, you got the wordplay and everything. Try play around with the flow, you know what I mean? And it's funny enough, once I got that, it's like, okay, cool. Now I know how to go hard, but now I just want to talk to the ladies for a bit. I wanna make you feel like you wanna make money, and let's go to the beach type of vibe. You know what I mean? It's like,
wait. You said you wanna help ladies make money.
No. I said, for example, I wanna talk to the ladies. I wanna make people wanna make money, because people obviously as a rapper, you're obviously gonna have tracks where it's like, yo, I'm doing this, life is hard, I want to get this money, let's get this money, you know what I mean? So obviously once you learn and grasp the importance of how important it is to also be good at flow and how to play around with your sound, then you're good. So it is, I feel like equally all of them are important. You can't leave anyone out, anything out really.
As a rapper, you need to find your own unique flow.
No, of course you do.
Sound like everybody else.
You see what I mean?
But then it doesn't matter if you have something good to say, but if your flow is say for example AKAs, nobody's always gonna say you're just a copy of AKA.
You see what I mean? Because if I'm gonna be a copy of anyone else, I might as well stay singing in the shower,
No, for sure. Okay. From us, thanks to everybody for joining us today on the podcast. From me, the Bass 187. I'm out.
From me, ik heb baie gepraat hoor. From me, Adrian.
Please tell us what's wrong. Please tell us what's wrong.
Ik is wanneer griep 18.
Ja.
The only time I show a reaction is when now it's black.
I had to attack him. I'm sorry, I had to. From me, Nantal.
From me, Adrian.
Peace.
Peace.
Chris to the LUI, we out, and another thing, unicorns do exist. Love you lots.
Sure. Yo, I like it.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thanks so much.
I grind you. Grind you. I'm listening to this, but I like this. I don't know, there's something about it.
The Babbling Heads